You're listening to the Retirement Architect, David Reyes.
Here at Reyes Financial Architecture, we do total planning. So we deal with asset protection, investment planning, retirement distribution planning. As fiduciaries, we have a responsibility to our clients to make sure that they have complete planning. And so if you're interested in having what's called a second opinion review of your plan or lack thereof, because most of you do not have a retirement distribution plan, have no planning whatsoever, and according to the CFP board, less than 1/3 of all retirees have a written plan. All of our clients have a written plan. So if you want to take me up as a KFMB listener, exclusive to you on a complimentary second opinion, give me a call. That's 877-406-CALL, 877-406-2255. That's 877-406-2255. Or you can reach us on the web at reyesplan.com. That's REYESPLAN.com. You can always reach me personally at david@reyesplan.com. And in fact, today, like every week, I will be reading the email of the day and helping to educate you on some issues. But let's continue and pick up on our story about the tale of two clients, the tale of two families that have this issue now of long-term care. Family one, I met at a time when they were in their 70s and were not able to qualify, mostly because of health issues, not because of financial reasons, but were unable to qualify. They're now 15 years later, and unfortunately, the wife is going into a long-term care facility, and there's no question that they will run out of money within 36 months. And that's very devastating to me and to the family. Obviously, the family first, but when you're with people for as long as I am, this is a 15-year relationship, you take it very personally. And we've done some things that are a little outside the box to help from the asset protection standpoint. But I'm going to also share with you that family two, family B, they need long-term care, but we did planning. We actually bought a policy. We did a 10-pay policy, and that 10-pay policy, meaning it was paid over 10 years, is now going to pay for basically all of the long-term care needs of a client of mine that's going through a second brain cancer procedure, and we're not sure what the outcome is going to be, and he may need long-term care. Those are the issues that are faced, and it's part of financial planning, part of retirement planning, is you got to have asset protection. And so we want to take a piece of our portfolio, and I think of it as kind of like homeowners insurance, right? Fire insurance, right? So your house burns down and you don't have any insurance, you're not going to have a house. Well, I want to make sure that if something happens, you have a medical emergency like this, a long-term care emergency. Unfortunately, the average cost in San Diego is about $130,000 plus a year. We're number 8 in the country. The average cost over someone's lifetime is $250,000. Now, unless you have over $3 to $5 million of assets, you cannot afford to pay for this yourself. So the question becomes, how do we pay for long-term care costs? And I'll tell you, there's two major ways to do this. A is do traditional monthly premiums, which are not my favorite, and I'll tell you why. Because the insurance company has discretion, and it's not total discretion. They have to go to the insurance commissioner, and they have to actually get approval to increase rates. I mean, do you think rates and long-term care costs are going to go down? No, they're going up. In fact, most carriers are getting out of the business. It's not profitable enough. Costs are rising, and they're going to continue to rise because we have a population that's aging. It's just that simple. Number two, probably the second way to pay for it, and my preferable way, is there's ways that we can actually take a piece of our assets. Okay, so let's say you have $1 million portfolio, and let's say we take $100,000 of that portfolio. Well, what if we could use that and we could have benefits, lifetime benefits, for our spouse and for ourselves and pay for that? And so think of that as insurance for your portfolio, insurance for your retirement. So if you're interested in this and you want to know more about it, and you want me to do a complimentary second opinion to review not only long-term care, asset protection, these types of things, give me a call, 877-406-CALL, 877-406-2255. Again, 877-406-2255, and I would love to help you. I want to switch gears a little bit now. We're still going to stay along the lines of asset protection. And one of the issues, one of the areas that we deal with a lot is really advanced IRA planning, whether it's Roth conversions, whether it is taxation, IRAs, and how to minimize taxes during distribution phase. What's the ordering of assets? When do we take out what assets? What's the most positive to you and having your money last and thrive during retirement? So there's lots of issues, but today I want to focus on an issue that most of you have no knowledge of, okay? And basically, it's how would you like to leave 3 times more of your IRA assets to your kids without changing your lifestyle? Sounds pretty good to me. I mean, I'd like to do that. That's what I plan to do. Because first and foremost, my allegiance is to you, is helping you to maximize retirement income. But as you age, you're going to be more and more, and you may be today more concerned about and equally concerned about how much I'm going to leave to my kids. And so most of you have a pretty typical trust, what's called an AB trust, a living trust. And what happens with the kind of trust you have is that, and most of the people I see, everyone that I see has this trust. And unfortunately for most of you that have assets and have significant assets, it's not enough. And I'll tell you why. So let's just say hypothetically you have $500,000 in IRA assets. Now that can be 401ks, 403bs, a pension plan, whatever it is that you're receiving from an employer. I consider that, a lot of money. So let's say it's $250,000, $500,000. So what's going to happen here is that we are looking at, what is the best way to ensure that we have the highest quality of life while we're living, but we also give the most to our kids because we want to make sure, first off, it's your money. We don't want Uncle Sam getting all your money. Would you hopefully agree with that? You've already paid enough taxes as it is. What most people don't realize is that with most trust, your IRA assets have to be distributed within 5 years, and most assets are distributed in the first year. So if you had $250,000 in an IRA, your kids could be subject to taxes depending upon their income taxes of up to 50%. So how would you like your kids to lose half of that to taxes? Okay, that doesn't sound very fun. Well, some of you know what's called a stretch IRA. Okay, most of you don't, but some of you do. I educate people on stretch IRAs. I'm going to give you a real basic primer on that. And what a stretch IRA allows you to do, instead of your kids receiving outright the IRA, they can take that IRA over their life expectancy. So I'll give you an example. So let's say you had $200,000 in your IRA when you passed. Okay, and instead of doing the traditional thing, you said, well, I'm going to leave those assets to my kids outright. I'm going to do a stretch IRA. So they're going to get it over their lifetime. Well, the great part about that is they have the potential, and the key word's potential. They have the potential to receive over $675,000 in income over their lifetime, assuming they're age 50. And I'm using that as kind of not arbitrary, because that's a number that is reasonable depending on how old you are. Could be younger, but let's just say 50. If they're younger, they're going to get more money. But you gave them $200,000 as an IRA. Instead of doing the traditional IRA where they take all the money out, receive the IRA, lose half in taxes. Now they have $100,000. Now they're going to receive $675,000. So you did a great thing by doing some planning and allowing them to take this over their lifetime. Okay, so we've increased the IRA by 3 times without you doing one single different thing. Did not affect your retirement income, but you gave your kids more money over time. Okay, so again, if you'd like a complimentary second opinion regarding this, give me a call, 877-406-CALL, 877-406-2255. One of the most important and biggest investments is in your real estate, whether it's for your personal residence or investment. And we're very, very fortunate to have on the phone with us Craig Sewing, an Inman News nominee for the most influential in real estate. And he's right here in our own backyard in San Diego. And he can give you a better understanding of what's happening today in the real estate market. So, Craig, what's the latest?
It's really cool that we're starting to align a little bit more now. You're going to be on the American Dream television show doing the Reyes report about the financial market. And on that show, we obviously talk a lot about real estate. I mean, it is called the American Dream. So, I look at what's happening there as it's an interesting marketplace. There's certain parallels that go right along with the stock market. I mean, if I know you know this, Dave, the stock market right now is hitting all-time highs, and people have a lot of questions because of that. Well, real estate, it's not hitting all-time highs, but it's certainly had an incredible run-up. Case-Shiller report showed a 19% year-over-year appreciation in San Diego. But it creates the question, well, does it going to go up anymore, or is it going to correct itself? And I think you're answering a lot of those questions on the stock market. And neither one of us has a crystal ball, but it's really important that we look at it first and foremost. When you're talking about real estate, it's your home first. Yeah, it can create incredible tax advantages and build equity and long-term financial stability and even wealth in many cases, but it's your home. It's a place that you're going to build memories and raise your family and build community. I mean, my parents still live in the house that I was raised in, so you got to approach it that way first. So the advice I would have given this marketplace right now is it's been a good run for the last year or so, but it's been a healthy run. It's been one that's had required credit criteria for financing. I mean, you got to have decent credit. You have to put a little bit of money down. You have to show sustainable income, and that's a healthy recovery. Now, rates have been really low, so the question is what happens when rates rise, and these are things we're going to have to approach on your show and certainly the American Dream, which is on Saturdays at 10 a.m., Channel 4. I hope your listeners can tune in there. But the question you really have to ask is, well, what makes sense for me? And that's different for everybody based on your short and long-term financial goals. There's two types of people. Either you own real estate or you don't. If you do, well, it's probably your biggest investment or one of your biggest investments. The best advice I can give is know how much it's worth. We offer to your listeners, Dave, a free property valuation for anybody who doesn't want to go pay $500 for an appraisal today. All you got to do is text me the word value, comma, Reyes, Reyes, your last name, value, comma, Reyes. And we're going to do this for free for your listeners. So if they text the word value, comma, Reyes, we're going to respond, ask for their email address, and we're going to get them set up so they can get a free property evaluation. So really cool gift, saves them $500 on an appraisal, and we'll do that for anyone who wants to send that text today. Reyes and value, and we'll get that taken care of. And then, of course, there's people that may not own a real estate, want to know what are the first steps you take. Do you get introduced to a realtor? Do you get a mortgage plan? I mean, how do you do it? Well, obviously, part of a real estate plan is a financial plan, so they can reach out to you, David, talk to you. But if they go to my website, craigsewing.com, we can help you with all this. We got a contact form. Just go to Craig with a C, sewing like a sewing machine, craigsewing.com. We can help you. We can look at it, make it make sense for you. And it depends. It's on everybody. It's case by case. However, great opportunities to buy because of the low cost of home ownership. Great opportunities to refinance your mortgage. And if you're in a home, you might sell, you might look at moving up, or you might sit still. So whether you want a free property valuation or just get some questions answered, I hope your listeners know. Go to craigsewing.com. I'm happy to help in any way I can. David, thanks for having me on your show here today. Also, thank you for being a part of the American Dream Saturdays, 10 a.m. on Channel 4, giving us the Reyes report. I think we make an awesome team on the financial real estate market, and I hope to continue to help all of your listeners with those real estate needs.
Thanks, Craig. That was great information today, and I look forward to speaking with you next week.
You know, with baby boomers retiring at a rapid rate now, what we're trying to do for them is get them some income.
The obvious choice for the job is a loyal, hard-working employee, a name you all know.
The retirement architect, David Reyes, will continue next. Did you know there are 567 ways to claim your Social Security? Mistakes could cost you up to $250,000 in lifetime benefits. Take charge now. Get yourself educated. Reyes Financial Architecture is your San Diego expert in maximizing Social Security and retirement income. Sign up now for our next workshop, Smarter Social Security and Income Planning. Call now, 1-877-406-2255.